Hey guys, welcome back to Soundcheck Sunday. Today we're going to have a look at YUNGBLUD's Parents. Alright, so this song, like almost every song, is made up from the verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, and that's it. So A, B, C, B, structure. Yeah, it's not too difficult to break down, to be honest. There are some really cool sounds in there that I would like to try and recreate. So first of all, breakdown of the actual instruments. We've got the e-guitar, which it starts off with. Then we've obviously got the drums. We're gonna ignore those for now. And we've actually also got a piano playing in the background if you listen carefully.
Stop century. My favorite flavored sweets are raspberry and amphetamines. I bought a carburet at age 16. I brushed my teeth with bleach.
So we've got some piano that we are gonna play around with later on. And then we've got a bass in the background. Now the actual e-guitar inside of the verse hardly plays anything. There's literally just like 2 or 3 notes that it plays.
Amphetamines. I bought a carburet.
Most of it is just percussion with some bass.
Age 16, I brushed my teeth with bleach.
Right, so in the chorus we have the fat guitar that I mentioned at the beginning. We've also got a really high single string guitar going on, so it's basically just playing the high notes.
If I try, I would never know. My high hopes again.
The really high notes.
These people are so old. The way they think about it all.
But we'll get to that later on as well. But yeah, so the song itself is not constructed in a complex way. It's just got some really nice sounds in it that I'll see if we can recreate them today. So let's get started. I think I might actually add the snare and the kick just to have a foundation to work over, especially because of the intro. Yeah, I'm gonna probably tune the sounds and tweak the actual sounds later on. Okay, so inside of Ableton here, I'm going to start off by grabbing a drum rack. Now what this allows me to do is to map the buttons on my machine here, on my physical machine, to these actual buttons on the drum rack. So if let's see, let me just turn this on. There we go. So if I press a button on my interface here, we can see that it lights up on the drum rack. So what I can do is now add sounds to these individual buttons. So in my case, I want a snare drum. Again, we're gonna look for the correct snare drum later on. For now, I'm just gonna find something, take that. So now drag this and we'll just put it down over here. So now when I'm pressing my button here, I can trigger the sound. So now we've got the sounds, we've got the correct sounds mapped to my machine. So now we're gonna go ahead and record the first session of the drums. Actually, what we have to do as well is get the right speed. So while I play the music, I can actually click a specific button here inside of Ableton, and that is gonna automatically map and calculate the correct BPM, so the beats per minute, which is the speed of the song. So then I've got that done automatically as well.
A gun to my head said if you kiss a boy I'm gonna shoot you dead.
So yeah, I'm averaging between 150 and 170, so I'm just gonna put it to 160. There we go. And then we are good to go. We're just gonna turn on the metronome. Fantastic. So now I can take what I've recorded once and I can just duplicate it multiple times. So that's it. So now we've got the drums, really simple. We're gonna build them up later properly, but now I've got a foundation that I can then play over with the e-guitar, so we're gonna do that next. All right, so we have the guitar recorded. Sounds like this. Very simple. We'll add some more guitar later on, but just to build it up again, I'm gonna add the piano now. So what we're gonna do is actually slap on a gentleman, which is part of the Contact plugin, I believe. Yes, there we go. Gentleman Instruments. Double click that bad boy, and there we go. So that's it. All right. So we're gonna add a second guitar. We are getting somewhere here. Check this out. So, here we go. In a messed up century, my favorite flavor sweets are raspberry amphetamine. I think the verse might almost even be done. So I'm gonna have to add a hi-hat to the whole drums as well. Forgot about that. So we shall do that now. In this drum rack, we shall add a hi-hat, which that is not what I want. Guess we'll just take that one. Yeah, I think that'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Alrighty, so the current state of things is we've got the first verse done. This is what it sounds like. But now we've got to fatten up the chorus, and we have to add a second E guitar underneath playing the really high notes. Alright, so I have done a bit of playing around, and I just wanted to go into a few more details into how I got a specific sound. So for example, the intro. Let's just listen to it first, and then I'll explain. So we can see that the intro has a lot more room before it then starts hitting in for the actual verse. So what I did is I actually just duplicated the drums and just for the intro, moved them onto their own layer and then grouped that into a group. And on that group, I pretty much just added a reverb and a vinyl distortion. The distortion is barely really hearable on the drums, but it just gives a little bit more crackle. You don't really hear it much, but it's just a little bit of that distortion on there, just to, yeah, add up onto the sound in general. So if we take the reverb away, it just sounds really dry, and we can hear that. Well, YUNGBLUD actually does the exact same on his intro. And then when it kicks in, you know, we're back in full force. So yeah, that's what I did there. What else have we got? I've added some tick-tocking of the clock. I actually downloaded a sound for that, and then I added some stuff on top. So what I did for the high tone was, first of all, add a head crusher, which basically just adds distortion. And then I added this metallic effect on top. It also just adds a bit more something to the sound. Hard to explain, but it's doing something that I like. Anyway, for the low sound, we've got some more going on here. This is what we've got. Basically the same effects, but then I've also added a reverb, because without reverb, I've got too much attack on that sound. And with the reverb, we don't. Now, reverb typically creates a lot of room, but what I did is actually made the room tiny pretty much, so there is no actual reverb, but I made sure that we have a slow attack time, so that means that we don't get, you know, that punch of the sound hitting in, that is softer, and that is what we've got here. So if we get that back in context, I think there's also a synthesizer that actually starts growing over time if we quickly listen at that here.
My hopes are getting low because these people are so
So yeah, over time it then gets brighter and gets more distortion as well. Okay, so we are slowly getting there. So first of all, let's listen to it. Right, so pretty much what I've done here is automated basically the grittiness. So the amplifier inside of Massive I've basically got going here, and here we can see Massive, there we go. So these two oscillators, number 1 and 2, we can see right over here that it starts with the amplifiers almost off. So it gives us this soft sound. And then it comes in and gives us more and more of that crunch. And then it really kicks in. So yeah, now we're on to the final step. You know what that is? Vocals, and then we can go crazy.
I was born in a messed up century. My favorite flavor treats are raspberry amphetamines. I bought a carburetor age 16. I brush my teeth with bleach cause I ain't got time for cavities. My daddy put a gun to my head, said if I kiss a boy I'm gonna shoot you dead. So I tied him up with gaffer tape and locked him in a shed. Then I went out to the garden and I fucked my best friends cause my high hopes are getting low because these people are so old. The way they think about it all, if I tried I would never know. My high hopes are getting low, but I know I'll never be alone. It's alright, we'll survive, cause parents ain't always right. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Drop a toaster in my bath, watch my mum and dad laugh. See 1,000 volts go through the sun, they wish they never had. Told me casual affection leads to sexual infection, but it's hard to get an erection when you're so used to rejection. Yeah, the teacher fucked the preacher, but then he had to leave. I had to wash away the sins of a male cheerleader. Hi, nice to meet ya, got nothing to believe in, so let me know when my breathing stops, cause my high hopes are getting low because these people are so old. The way they think about it all, if I tried I would never know. My high hopes are getting low, but I know I'll never be alone. It's alright, we'll survive, cause parents ain't always right. Ay, 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 ay. Tick tock, stop the clock, because I got the feeling that I'm gonna get shot. Tick tock, stop the clock, because I got the feeling that I'm gonna get shot. My high hopes are getting low because these people are so old. The way they think about it all, if I tried I would never know. High hopes are getting low, but I know I'll never be alone. It's alright.